Hey, what's up, guys and gals? I hope you're enjoying yourself and you're staying safe with COVID-19. I wanted to record a video for you and just show you the power of Pinterest. We're just going to use my personal Pinterest. I look like a mess, but I'm pretty sure that you probably feel the way that I look, or however look the way that I feel, whatever the case may be. But hopefully, this perspective on Pinterest helps you out when it comes to market research and also knowing what your audience is looking at in real time. YouTube and Pinterest are probably the top two platforms that operate like search engines. So it's important to know how to look at the data, but also to know how to convert that over in your business. So I want to show you a little bit about my personal stuff, and because my personal Pinterest is just all over the place. It's just having fun, quirky stuff. There's really no rhyme or reason to it until now. We're actually going to be kicking off some things, and I am glad that I am unmuted just to make sure. But we're going to jump into this really quick, just a couple minutes to kind of show you some of the data that's in there when it comes to Pinterest, and also too how easy it is to grow it. And some of this stuff is going to be back in the membership. So if you haven't got your membership yet, we're going to be running a promo here soon. So it's going to be fun. So let me jump into here, share my screen with you, and hopefully this helps you out. And let me just pull this open really quick so that way you're not distracted with all 80 million tabs that I have open. So you can see here that with Pinterest, you've got quite a bit. Let me actually move this box up a little smidge. And let me just come over here. Boom, ba-doo, ba-doo. So one of the biggest things for my personal page is that I started out using Pinterest just for my personal, for like cataloging all the memes and all the DIY stuff that I found. But now with everything that's shifted, I'm going to be putting this over into quite a bit of other spokesperson things and different types of affiliate marketing. Excuse me. You wash your hands, folks. My goodness. But anyways, one of the craziest things for even your personal brand, depending on what your business is, you can use this to pivot for anything. For me, I love humor. I love affiliate marketing stuff. I love doing these types of things, but also too, for any of my clients, I like to create a campaign behind them. So especially when they're like their membership sites are up and running, I love to put my money back where my mouth is and start to actually help them push and advocate and get the word out there faster, give them third-party credibility and some other stuff as well. But looking at these overview, I want to show you the audience insights, because this is the kind of granular touch points that you can look at, kind of keep in the back of your mind while you go through the other, like the gender, the location, the device types that they're using, all these other things. But I want to show you some of this stuff because for me, inspiration is huge. Motivation, encouragement is massive for me. And so when we're going through these different types of categories, you've got a parent category, but also to a subcategory, which is super cool because it kind of just takes a little bit one notch deeper, if not, however many notches are on this belt right here. But you see quotes right here, for example, you have quotes by genres, and you also have quotes by emotions, inspirational quotes, and then funny quotes. Funny quotes are self-explanatory. Life quotes, inspirational quotes by emotions and genres are pretty vague. So you can actually open this up. I do a right click so you can look at all of this. And let's do life quotes, and funny quotes is kind of self-explanatory. But you can look at the content type, okay? So you've got two notches already within a couple minutes of this video. You've got a couple notches of categories of how deep Pinterest goes as far as the search and the targeting can grow. Now, when it comes down to looking at these types of content, you can look at the creative side of it apart from the analytical side of it, because when it comes to the data, it's important to know like what are the 61%, 2.23 affinity rate, what does all of that even mean? And so they've got a little question mark there, so you can hover your mouse over that if you're in the dashboard back here, follow along with me. You can actually look right here. It shows the affinity indicates how much this audience is interested in a particular topic compared to the rest of the Pinterest audience. Now, what's cool is that Pinterest is taking the entire average database, matching it against yours, and showing you the difference. Like here's the average rate, and then you have the above average rate. Now, your audience is mainly interested in X, Y, Z, 2.5% more, 2.5 times more than the normal Pinterest user. So that's a really good indicator showing, okay, you know what, maybe I need to double down on this type of content. Okay, cool. What type of content, right? Come back over here to the quotes of genres. Quotes by genres is going to be, I forgot which one it was. hang on, let me just exit out of these. Sometimes I can open up way too many tabs and shuffle my mind around. I know I'm not the only one that's ever done that. And so we'll come here, quotes by genres, and then we'll go ahead and just jump it open. So we've got a lot of different things as far as patriotic stuff, because especially with our country and our freedom, we look at, you know, making a sacrifice, you know, being alert to your calling, look at different things, especially relationships. I just like to talk about a lot of deep topics that not a lot of people address, a lot of taboo topics. And so I'm just a deep thinker. I like to go a lot of different mental routes. But so a lot of this stuff is outlined here. Kind of gives me a good idea, you know. Also to you, Boost Mobile in here. Look at Boost Mobile's ad right here. This is an ad on Pinterest, okay? So when it comes to here, you can actually click the link open. It'll pull you open to Boost Mobile's page. You can see it right up here. And but one of the things too is that you can actually resave a lot of that over here. And there's different little plugins and stuff that are popping up on the home screen right now. So don't be distracted by that, because that's a whole nother video. But you can see how the feel and the touch of this ad, of this graphic right here that opens up to Samsung A20 unlimited gigs, it actually, the touch and the feel of it is motivational. You have a lot of, it's very common to see like just different feels of like the Indian culture, but also Buddhism that's in there. You have like the orange what's the word I'm looking for? Brain fart outfit that she has on, which does kind of correlate over to that feel. And then you've also got the background as far as the graffiti or some of the mural. I don't know if that's a mural or not, but you can look at how that is just a very soft tone. Tropical, so soft as well. But subliminally, you're like, man, that would be like such a hipster thing. Oh my god! But now, like on a serious note, you've got inspirational, motivational. Those are some of the soft tones, especially the turquoise, the soft orange that they have, balance with the harder orange that kind of reinforces it, kind of gives it a bolder feel. So it's like you have a lot of that, and you can look at how that really plays into a lot of the surrounding content around here. And that's what's beautiful about Pinterest, and knowing that the paid advertising side of it, you can actually drop your content to related content to be eye-catching, to jump out and really get people's attention so as they're scrolling through. So let's learn on that. I'll exit out of here. So you kind of get the idea, like look at a lot of different sayings and phrases, a lot of just like quotes, right? Like even in this video right here, I can have it transcribed, have a lot of quotes, a lot of good stuff that just went pow, you know, it stuck out into a one-liner quote, throw it on here, done. You know, it's easy. So you look at this data and you look at from technical to creative, how just the category side of it, how that plays a part into creating more content, lookalike content, based on people's real-time behavior. Because Pinterest, if you're not aware, is actually what was it? They are responsible for 50%, influencing 50%. 50%. Are you crazy? Think about that. And when it comes down to trying to, you know, when you try to fit things into places that don't fit, you know, sometimes that when it comes down to being able to create the content into to where you need to be at, you don't need to fit things where they don't need to fit at, but also to be able to create a way, an avenue to where now it's where you're sitting to where people can actually look at the different content and see out of the corner of their eye, okay, you know what, that looks really cool, I'm going to grab that, pull on into it, and your content sticks out. All of that does matter, and you can look at that from right here. And so it's really cool because you take that type of content, kind of flip through some of these vehicles, cool. You've got the, let me actually open quotes back up for you. You got quotes by emotion. So you have that feel of the quotes by genres. Like this is pretty much just the types of different types of content, what people are looking at normally. You got different, I mean, it's pretty broad stroke. All right, quotes by emotion. So much love. Oh my God. But you've got Albert Einstein. Hey, hang on. Let's see. Yep. So love, happiness, and inspiration. Let's see. Usually those are the top few. And let's do inspirational. Oh, okay. So inspirational quotes, pretty self-explanatory. And this account has been sitting here for a while, so the majority of my audience is going to be the youngins, and also too, well, young women. But anywho, we're about to revamp this entire thing and do a lot of reaction stuff like what we're doing right here, and going to actually be able to repurpose a lot of this content. And you're going to start to see these stats really shift over into some different. It's going to really. My main goal is to be right here and this category right here. Maybe 50% of that to here, but not this. Nah, they're not focused. They're not, well, I wouldn't say they're not focused. I would say they're not focused on what I'm really want to push towards. I mean, they can be somewhat, but the majority of my audience is going to be right here. Majority of my audience is going to be there, and then also here. But also too, I'm going to even this out right here. You're going to see this go up about 24%, and with 23.8%. And so then we're going to go up a little bit, and of course look at different types of devices, because if we're hitting them on the desktop, which that's what web means, or Android phone or iPhone, of course, those are the top three we're going to hit. But also, if I notice that there's a massive more percentage of things that are happening on iPhone, then when it comes to any kind of like paid ad campaign, that's when I'm going to start actually looking at really, really digging into how to pivot that content over to those devices, because that's where the majority of the audience is at. So you've got literally 7 points of data already just by looking at the back end of this, not excluding all the other stuff as far as the lookalike audience and some other stuff as far as going, like knowing like what are the impressions, the total audience, the engagement, so the engaged audience, like what do all these things mean, right? And so you've got a lot of different data points already just from content going to the audience insights. So we're going to break this off into another video, but hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. But if you haven't yet subscribed to our newsletter, definitely click the link in the description of this video and make sure that you get involved, because we're going to go through a lot of different stuff, a lot of nuances here, things here and there. If you have anything that you want feedback on as far as strategy or how to really think about this stuff, let me know. And also too, I can't wait to see you inside the membership. And if you have any questions, just like I said, drop them in the comments. I cannot wait to hear from you. Hopefully this helps you out a little bit. If it doesn't, let me know in the comments too.